We're talking with Reggie Kelly here of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Reggie's here in Aberdeen for his annual 82s football camp. Reggie, talk about this camp this year, just how much it means to be a part of this year after year.
Well, this is my second camp. Last year it was great. This year we wanted to build on things. Just wanted to reward the kids who had great grades. I promote academics. When I was in school, had a 3.88 GPA. My parents made sure that I got my schoolwork done before I did any athletics. And so I want to relay the same type of information to these kids. But first and foremost, you need to get your work done, your schoolwork. Then you can do any extracurricular activity that you want to do. I don't want them to think that, I don't want them to build all their hopes on sports, and not realize you have to take care of the fundamentals, and that starts with education.
Reggie, talk about some of the people here who all came out to help you out with this camp.
Well, I got my man Bobby Williams, who's a 10-year veteran offensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals, one of the best offensive guards in the game. He wanted to come out and contribute and help out with the kids. Got Brian Simmons, another 10-year vet. Now he's a scout for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So these guys have built up a reputation around the NFL as being good guys, guys with integrity, guys with character, and I wanted those type of guys to be here at the camp. I also got a guy by the name of Terry Witherspoon, blocked for Emmitt Smith, so that should tell you his credentials. Chris Rainey, who played with me at Mississippi State, even though he played for the Angry Panthers, but I give him a break on that. Matt Wyatt came through, my QB for the Dolphins, so I wanted to invite them and also a lot of other guys, some of my family members to come out and help as well. So again, I'm just trying to promote a positive atmosphere for the kids, let them know that they can be a success. They don't have to resort to crime or any kind of fast means of getting money. Take your time, work hard, and be everything God has called you to be.
You've had a long-standing career. Kind of look back on your career and talk about it, and just things you've experienced. How do you see your career over the last, I guess, 10 years or so?
It's been a great year. It's been everything that I thought it would be and more. I'm living a childhood dream. What I do for a living is really not work. It's just fun to me. And this is something I've always envisioned doing, something I've always wanted to do as a kid. Didn't know if I would play basketball, football, baseball, whatever. But God blessed me to play football, so I'm embracing it. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to argue over a contract. I just want to be out there playing and enjoying myself.
You've never been a complainer, and you're a guy who primarily has blocked his whole career. Just talk about your role and how you understand that there's 11 men on that field.
Well, in this game of football, as they say, there is no I in team, obviously, but there is an I in win. So I try to do my little part, every little piece I have to do in order for my team to win. If that means I have to sacrifice and take a back seat to the other superstars who catching balls, making big-time touchdowns, then so be it. As long as it's promoting my teammates, as long as it's promoting success, I'm willing to do that. And my teammates know me as being a guy that's being selfless instead of selfish, and so I'm hoping to leave that type of legacy behind when I'm gone. Now, this is my 11th year. I'm going to keep on playing until the wheels fall off. But during my tenure, I want to make sure that I relate to the younger guys to keep the tradition going. There's nothing wrong with sacrificing for your brothers. There's nothing wrong with letting them get ahead if it means for the good of the team. So that's what I try to promote.
Speaking of the younger guys, you got a guy named Chase Kaufman, I think, from Missouri. Talk about his game and some things you want to work. And you got a guy named Ben Utek in now. What do you want to do with these guys?
I have some really good guys, strong believing guys. Ben Utek is a great tight end, great receiving tight end. Obviously, his credentials speak for himself. Won a Super Bowl. Coach Tony Dungy could catch the ball extremely well. He's a great guy to have on my team. He also just let out a Christian Allen, so that's big time. He does it all. I also have a young guy by the name of Chase. His dad actually played 12 years in the NFL, so this young guy knows a lot about the game of football. Very polished receiver. Now I'm going to eventually have to work with him on his blocking so he can be a total package, but as of right now, he's good where he's at. Now hopefully he can continue to build off of it. No doubt. That's been a dream as long as I can remember. The time is ticking. Obviously, I know that. I still know that I have a lot of football left to play, but the clock is ticking. But before it's all said and done, I do want to win a Super Bowl championship, man. Want to go out on top. Want to be a part of that fraternity. I've heard so many guys talk to me about it and tell me how great an opportunity it is. But I want to actually know how they feel until I experience it. So I definitely want to experience it. Hopefully we can do it this year.
What's your take on Commissioner Goodell and some things he's done with the league? There's been some problems the last couple of years, but he seems to be straightening things out. How do you see the state of the NFL right now?
Well, what he's trying to do, he's trying to promote integrity in the league. That's all he's trying to do. Now, he don't want the integrity of the game to slip. He want to make sure guys remember the legacies that some of the old guys have left behind. He want to make sure that they don't forget about that. So he kind of allows some of the antics to occur. If you do, you never know where the game is going to go. Now, me personally, I don't mind some of the dancing, some of the antics, because it makes the game fun. It makes the game exciting. But sometimes when players go over the top, do things outside of football in our personal life that bring a smear or a dark cloud over the NFL, and those guys can't be promoted. those things we cannot tolerate those things. And the commissioner making sure that we're not going to have it in the NFL.
Why do you think some of those things have happened the last couple of years, like with Burris, and what? Second part of the question: what's the key to preventing that? Is this just mentoring these young guys as they come up?
Well, I think you have to mentor the young guys, but I also think the young guys have to listen to their mentors. I think, you know, when you become in the NFL, a lot of times you can still resort and hang out with the same crowd that you did before you went to the NFL. And there's nothing wrong with hanging out, having fun with your boys, but if your boys or your friends are doing stuff that's contrary to the NFL, that's contrary to what's right, then you can't do that. You're a role model. Despite what some people may say, we are role models. People look up to us. So you have to make sure you conduct yourself as a role model. Some of the things that you used to do before you was in the spotlight, you can't do those things. And you can't go out and do some things like your friends do because they have nothing to lose, so to speak. You know, if your friends get caught with DUI or get caught with a gun charge or something like that, that probably won't be in the papers. But if an NFL player does, it'll be all over the nation, probably all over the world. So you have to be careful. Be careful with the crowd that you run with and things that you do, because it can come back to haunt you.
Last question, talk about your faith a little bit. You've got a Bible verse on the back of your shirt. How much of a role does that play in your life?
Well, my favorite verse is Colossians 3:23. Whatsoever you do it heartily as to the Lord and not to man. My whole thing is about my life is God. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in. I know that. I'm not arrogant or big-headed enough to think that I got here on my own. There's a lot of people way more stronger, bigger, faster, smarter than me. But for some reason or another, the Lord allowed me to be in this position. So I want to take full advantage of it. I want to relay that same information to the younger generation. To always put your trust in God. Do your best, and God will take care of the rest. So that's my life is all about Christ. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for him on my side.